Buddy Andy here again. Yes, I'm down on the beach, and as you can see, I'm wrapped up pretty warm today. It's absolutely freezing, but it's an absolutely beautiful day today down here. I've had to put my glasses on, my scarf, my gloves, this stupid Elmer Fudd type hat, but it's worth it. It's a really biting wind, but it's one of those days when it's beautiful. You just don't want to waste the day and not come out for a walk. I've come on the beach knowing that the tide's come out, but one of the things that I like to do when I'm out walking around, and one of the reasons I come out walking in the first place, is actually because apart from getting out in the fresh air and seeing the sights and the bird life and the beach, etc., and all that is around there, is that it gives you time to think. And I think that's one of those things nowadays that we don't do enough. With the internet age, and I'm as bad as anyone else, so I get on the internet and then find, where did that 2-3 hours go or something? You go on there to do something in particular, to send emails, to go on Facebook and check this, or write a blog post or whatever it might be, check this and that, and before you know it, several hours have gone and you haven't really done anything, although you might have achieved what you wanted to, but it hasn't left you any other time. And not long ago I actually thought, right, I'm going to turn off the internet. I think it was the day that Wikipedia went off. I sort of tried to do that and got off, even with my phone, hardly used that very much either. But it's nice to actually stop and think, take a break for whatever reason, but it's also good to think about things, because I think that's one thing that we certainly don't do enough of nowadays, because so much comes out of it, whether it is just to sort of switch off your mind and float downstream, as the Beatles might have said years ago, and they were very true about that. They might have been using mind-altering drugs as well, and if you want to do that, by all means. But just going out for a walk, getting out in the fresh air, or even just sitting down in a chair, turn off the radio, turn off the TV, if you get a bit of peace and quiet, if you're lucky enough to do it, and obviously I realise that people have got houses full of screaming kids and things like that, but maybe you can just try and switch off yourself and just try and clear your mind. I suppose it's a sort of meditation. It's something I've never gone in for, but there is a sort of sense of that, I suppose. But just to think about things, because the company Google, I can't remember the specific details, but I remember that they allow their people that work there to work on other things. It's about 20% of their time they are supposed to devote to their own little pet projects, and great things have come out of that. I think Blogger come out of that, eBay might have done, but there's several sites and ideas, etc., that have come out of that. And what Google are doing is allowing the people to switch off for a bit, because they realise that things come out of it, thoughts come out of it. Clear your mind, and just let your mind wander freely, and it's amazing what comes out. I was reading a bit the other day, this is getting a bit profound, about the philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and he wrote a book about something a lot, Meditations of the Solitary Walker, and never read any of the book, but it's one of those things that come into my head, and I've seen it elsewhere where people do that. They go out for a walk, great writers, poets, whatever it might be, musicians or anything like that, painters obviously coming out like this, to free your mind, to think about things. And I think there's something that we don't do enough of. So it's one of those things that I'm thinking about, trying to get out. I like to get out anyway, as you might well know, but think about that and think. Just think. Just stop, listen, let your mind wander freely, and just think about anything. And it's a great way of letting your mind unwind, or even sorting out those things in your head and running the argument through your head about all those things that we all have to put up with in our life, our daily life, our work, or whatever it might be, our family issues, etc. Because you don't get that time. Sometimes we make rash decisions because we haven't had time to sit down and contemplate and actually think about them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit here, put my gloves back on first, and sit here and just ponder a bit, and then wander back along the seafront on a lovely lake like this. Hopefully you've got a place like this yourself. Anyway, I'm just going to think. Might do me some good, and who knows where it might lead me in the future. Cheers, I'll speak to you again soon. Goodbye.